back to my channel, y'all. It's Nurse Deja, and for those who don't know, I'm Deja and I'm a telemetry nurse, and today we're going to be talking about 5 things that I wish I knew before becoming a nurse and before nursing school. But before we get into it, can we please get into this hair? Okay, like I know y'all see me and I know y'all feel me. Like, don't tell me I don't look good. Like, I would like for y'all to drop, if you're already a nurse or you're already in nursing school, what things you wish you would have known, or what things did you guys assume before starting nursing school. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into tip number 1. All right, y'all, so we're gonna hit it with tip number 1, and we're gonna be talking about difficulty of nursing school and the grading scale of nursing school. So before I got to nursing school, I was, used to that 10-point grading scale. 90 to 100 is an A. When you first get into nursing school, you get slammed in the motherfucking face because you have to have a minimum of an 80 on, like, that just has to be your grade. If you finish the class with a 78, you are failed, kicked out. You are out of there, okay? Yeah, so that was a big shocker to me. And then just knowing that it's also on a 7-point grading scale too. So not only do you have to make above an 80 to stay in the program, but you have to, in order to get A, it's now you got to get a 93 or above. In order to get a B, it's 85 and above. But when you have a 7 credit or an 8 credit class, that's like 2 4-credit C's on your GPA, and it can take, your GPA can go boom, 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 like down to the worried about going to master's school or going into a master's program. You don't have to worry about that. But for me, I was very worried about like what my future would hold, and like what if I did want to go to a master's program, which I am decided I definitely want to. You need to have at least like a decent GPA. So I made sure my GPA was a 3.0 before I graduated, because, and let me tell you, that was a hard 3.0. Okay, y'all, I had started with like a 3.7, and each class was like tearing me up. I want to talk about your social life. Like, what is your social life going to be like when you start nursing school? Like, if you have a job and you're in nursing school, you better count your days. You better count your days.
Better count your fucking days, bitch.
Because literally, like, you won't be able to go out. Like, getting a passing grade on a test is way more important than going out. Like, I'm telling you, the only times I went out, y'all, was homecoming. It had to be homecoming or like something big. Homecoming, y'all! It's homecoming, y'all! On campus for me to really go out, because I was just either working, sleeping, or studying. Like, it was one of the 3. Like, or I had clinicals. Like, it's a different level of hardness when your questions all your answers to your questions may be correct. You may have right answers, but you have to choose what is the best answer for that question. And just know that it's not going to be something you can just slide by, cheat by, finesse by. Like, you're just going to have to know the stuff, and you do want to know the stuff, because you're going to be taking care of people's lives. It's really important. It wouldn't be good if I could finesse to become a nurse, Okay. All right, so now we're at tip number 2, right? So we're gonna start talking about nursing, okay? Actual occupation. And I would like to say it would be nice to know the learning curve before becoming an actual nurse. You think 2 years is gonna prepare you, and like how intense it is. You think you're just gonna know exactly what it is to be a nurse, especially because, you've been going to clinicals and you really seeing how it's working, and you think, okay, I got this, right? And then you get there and you're like, what the freak? Like, you're responsible for everything. Like, the learning curve also, like, you just don't realize how much nurses do until you are the one that's taking ownership of all this stuff. How the 5-patient load, like how many times you had a patient doctor, how much documentation and notes, and just knowing how to talk to patients, because patients will ask you a question and you gotta have the response, but you can't give them too much information, because next thing you know, they'll start asking you questions and you don't ever want to look or feel incompetent. First started as a nurse, I would try to answer the questions that the patients was asking me, and then I started realizing like how much follow-up questions they were having with me, and then I'm like, ooh, like, I don't know that. Like, that's above my pay grade. Just know that the patient's not just gonna have one question. It's always gonna be another question on top of another question, and you don't, first of all, get paid to do that, and two, you don't get paid to know that information in depth. That's the doctor's job, to explain what exactly is going on with the patient, and like what their treatments are and what their plan of care is. Okay, when you get into your job, you're gonna be like, wow, like I really don't know a lot. And that is okay. It is okay to feel like you're confused and you don't want to ask too many questions, but know that you're going to learn so much in your first year of nursing, and know that you're only going to get smarter, and you're only going to get better, and you're only going to get wiser, and you're just going to learn. It's just like anything else, you know, that's new. You knew, and then you become a master at it. Okay. All right. So now we're going to be talking about number 3 tip that I wish I knew before nursing school. Okay. And this one is a funny one. I know when you're in nursing school, we learn about sundowner syndrome. And I thought that thing was fake, y'all. I didn't think, like, how likely could it be when it turned 5 o'clock, patients just start going crazy. Yes, patients go crazy. And
Now.
Minute patients, okay, y'all? Like, are you prepared to get cussed out at? Are you prepared to get hit at? Are you prepared to get just verbally and physically abused? Like, just be ready to freaking dodge, okay? Because you cannot hit these people back legally, for real. You can't hit them back, and you honestly can't even get really that mad at them for hitting you, because they're not in their right mind most of the time. And that was real big, very new to me, like just being verbally abused, especially when you're trying to help a patient and you're doing everything you can and you're being nice, and then you go in there and they just mean as heck. Like, you like, bro, like, you don't even want to do nothing for the patient, because you like, this guy or this person can't even freaking appreciate what I'm trying to do for them. And that's just, we're not even talking about people that are demented. These are some regular people just be mean. You be like, bro, I'm trying to help you. Like, don't nobody want to be his nurse because the way he be acting. Like, that's just like, I was surprised. All right, so this is tip number 4. Y'all are gonna be a little sad about this one. You might have already known, but sometimes there is something called mandatory stays. So after you've done 12-hour shifts, they can make you stay. And let's say they say, and first of all, let's answer the question, why may they make me stay? Because there is a shortage of nurses. Okay, you're getting into a field where we need more and more nurses, and with Corona and these times right now and everybody getting sick, we need nurses like ridiculous. Okay, there's always call-outs, there's always people sick, and there's just people that ain't coming. Okay, and there's no backup. Like, we've already backed up the backed up. Like, we've already used the backup for the backup for the backup. Like, it's no more backing up. I'm not even sure how long my mandatory minimum stay is at our hospital, but I'm sure it's long. I've seen people work 18 hours, so I wouldn't be too surprised. Just know if there is a snow or they just don't have no staff, they can mandatory make you stay an extra 4 hours. And you think, well, it's an extra 4 hours, but when you came, our shift at my hospital is 7:30 to 7:30. If you come at 7:30 and you work 12 hours and it's now 7:30 p.m., imagine them asking you to stay another 4 hours. 8, 9, 10, 11:30. Okay, you're not getting home to midnight. You've been up since 6 something. And pray to the good Lord Jesus you don't gotta go to work next day. Lord, like, I mean, it makes sense, but it's booty cheeks. It's booty cheeks for sure. All right, so now we're on tip number 5, and this is 5. We're just gonna be talking about nursing pay. And when I was doing clinicals, I used to always hear nurses complain about like how they ain't got no money. They make buku money, right? I mean, like, why they don't got no money? They get shift differential. They work on the weekends. You got all these opportunities to get paid more money. And then I realized that wasn't really a lot of money. Okay, so y'all, Duke offered me, when I applied to work at Duke, I think they offered me, don't quote me though, like around $24.60. Okay, that's not a lot of money. Okay, especially to be doing all the things that you do. The reason why I would recommend Duke for somebody is if you want to be a travel nurse, right? And whenever you go somewhere, they're gonna obviously look at your previous hospitals that you work at. When they say Duke, they're gonna be like, oh, Duke, you used to work at Duke. Like, they know that's an innovative hospital. They know that's a top hospital. They know that, like, you know, that's where change happens, at Duke. Choose to work at Duke because they can say they worked at Duke. You know, you get a lot of benefits, and then on top of all those other cute little benefits, you got the people, you know, they're younger, they're your age. You can find a good friend group. You can find, you know, get cute little bags. You can get cute little accessories. But the big thing is they have a 3-year thing where you work there for 3 years and they pay off like a certain amount of your student loan debt. And that is really helpful for a lot of nurses. That's a good idea if you're trying to get your student loans paid for and you don't want to pay them for yourself. But regarding me and myself, I work at a government hospital, and I don't know if it's for every state, but for this North Carolina, great North Carolina state, a $30,000 increase when people go from UNC or Duke to my hospital. Most people say, well, I'm making about $30,000 more than I was making when I was at Duke. So I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some insight to what it's like to be a nurse and what kind of things you would like to know before you would become a nurse. Please drop your assumptions and tell me if this is what you thought a nurse would be like. Always follow me at Native Love on my personal account, and follow me at Nurse Deja for my other account for nursing related things. And always subscribe, always like. You know I love y'all. I'm always going to be trying to put out content for you guys every week because I know that's important to keep you guys involved and keep you guys staying tuned. So I hope you enjoyed my video. Please subscribe. I love you guys. Bye.